Who lives in a pineapple under the sea? Your mama. And SpongeBob SquarePants as well. And throughout the years, he's had his fair share of video games, ranging from good, the bad, and the great. But what if I told you there's also a man? Now, when I say man, those aren't my words, but those are the words that come from all of the people that talk about this game. And the game in question today that we're talking about is actually SpongeBob SquarePants: The Yellow Avenger. One of the most underrated SpongeBob games out there. And we're only talking about the PSP version, not the DS or any other version that's out there. So just to go over the story a little bit. It's pretty simple. Essentially, the Dirty Bubble is the big bad this time around, and SpongeBob takes the mantle up for Mermaid Man. Cause you know, he's a crazy ass senile man that's always on his toes about evil, 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 evil. He actually ends up receiving Mermaid Man's belt, and it's SpongeBob's jobs to do various activities and errands in order to foil the Dirty Bubble's plans and save Bikini Bottom. Throughout the games, you actually get powers that you can use to solve certain puzzles and access certain areas in the world. And each time you beat a specific boss, the layout of the world actually changes a little bit, and everything gets a little bit more hard. Not super hard, but a little bit. The NPCs may change locations, or the terrorized town folks may change to a bigger or more annoying fishman to get around. And once again, this may 100% be the nostalgia talking, but everything about this game is so fun to me. Because if you keep in mind that this was a handheld game, which is something you would usually play when you were on the go, which makes everything actually make sense about this game. It's not supposed to be complicated. It's not supposed to be the next revolutionary game. It's not supposed to be a statement. It's supposed to be simple and fun, with a whole lot of charm to go with it. I don't need this game to be complicated or innovative in order to be fun. And this game is fun in a tickle my brain type of way, because 90% of the time, all you're doing is solving very simplistic puzzles and usually just doing a fetch quest. But it works so good to me. Being able to explore Bikini Bottom and have interactions with the characters from the show makes the errands feel more engaging and really funny at times. Like, the comedy in this game was really early 2000s SpongeBob. It wasn't the one of today. It was where he could be sarcastic. He didn't feel like a super happy-go-lucky person all the time. He felt like SpongeBob, the old one. Have you ever wanted to explore the Krusty Krab? Well, now you can. Have you ever wanted to explore Sandy's tree gnome? Well, now you can. Have you ever wanted to explore SpongeBob's house? Well, now you can. Think of it like old style Zelda, where you're walking around with minor combat, lots of puzzles, and a bunch of NPC interactions. It may not sound like a lot, but this basic formula really can go a long way. Hell, take the enemies for instance. The enemies that you face 95% of the time, other than the bosses, aren't enemies at all. They're just the local residents that are being terrorized by the tiny dirty bubbles that are swarming the town. Ranging from old ladies, muscle guys, a bitch, big whales, another bitch, and normal fishmen. The only actual enemies that you do have is the eels and the clams, which are more of obstacles rather than enemies. And with that being said, this game is very easy. So don't expect a very long playthrough, and don't expect a very hard playthrough. But I don't think that was the point of this game. I feel this is something you want to play in sessions rather than rushing through all of it. And even if you do, it's still something fun to do while you're waiting in line at the IRS. Better yet, maybe not do that. They might tax your ass for it. But the thing I really love about this game is how it captivates how it was to watch early seasons of SpongeBob. You may not like the 3D models in this game, but everything they did and said aligned extremely well with how early seasons of SpongeBob felt. Hell, most of this game is really just references to the show, but in a more natural way rather than trying to scarf it down your throat. And it really adds to the world. The one thing I miss about old school gaming is how random and creative a lot of games were back then. Don't get me wrong, there are still a lot of creative games today, especially with indie games, but it was way more common for creative games to come from anywhere. Like, the whole game is just you sucking up bubbles. Pause. Milking jellyfishes. Pause. And catering to elderly men and their delusions. Point is, even with newer games coming out in modern times, with all the technology and all the material devs have, they still make it hard to capture something as simple as SpongeBob. Like for instance, this game is diverse and different by itself, without having to live off the hype of another titan of a game, unlike someone else I know. Like, stuff like the music is such a bop, and it sounds like something that they would rip right out of the show actually. Random fun adventures is what SpongeBob is all about, and I feel like the Yellow Avenger is just that. A random fun adventure about sucking up bubbles. Pause. Now, there are some things I can understand could irritate people about playing this game, but for me, they were minor things. Like for instance, the running speed. The running speed for SpongeBob is pretty slow. Adding a sprint button could have fixed that. And then there should have been more uses for the dirty bubbles rather than extending the use of the power-ups that you get. And another thing, which is kind of an addition, it should have had more collectibles and things to do in the world. That was really about it. Not a whole bunch of new stuff to do, just minor things. If you're gonna make it a collectathon, we could have just had more collectibles that we could have got that could have went towards upgrades or something to make SpongeBob a little bit more engaging. I can understand where it can get boring at times is what I mean. And just like that, I judged the game despite me loving the game. Most of the things are really just pet peeves because we live in an age where games are overcomplicated, overhyped, and over-realistic, but sometimes I just want the opposite of that. Just like Mario, it's not complicated. You run, jump, and kinda explore. Now, I know this video isn't the longest or anything, but I do like to give games their flowers when no one else will. And I don't want to force out more about this game because it's not too much to talk about. I could do a really deep dive, but I just want to give this game its flowers. Most YouTube channels I see usually talk about the same game, same media, same pop culture things that's going on in the world. And hey, ain't nothing wrong with that. Get the money, player. But here, I want to talk about things that aren't loved as much. I want to see if older games deserve the treatment that they were dished, because some games really do need more love. And the Yellow Avenger is one of those games in my opinion. It's a really fun time, and I believe if you have a PSP, or even consider getting one in this day and age, you can't go wrong with picking this game up. And I know I do complain about games. I'm not special, and I don't think I have all the answers to everything. But I try not to be judgmental to every game, or everything, or every fault that a game comes with. And that goes for newer gen games as well. Because despite not caring for a lot of new gen games or devs that they come from, I still do have hope that the gaming community will heal. It may be dumb hope, but it's hope. I can enjoy a game like the Yellow Avenger for what it is. Some games are better if you just shut your brain off and don't be super critical about it in the first place. Be a kid again. Have fun. And if you are a kid, branch out. You'll never know what you like until you actually try it. Have fun with games. Don't just try to complete them. Experience them. Because that's how they're supposed to be played. In a world full of stress, I think it's better if your escape from reality wasn't so stressful. But that's enough yapping for me today. I appreciate you if you've gotten this far. I hope you enjoyed me yapping about some of the things I enjoy. And if you have, consider subscribing and dropping a like. It really helps the algorithm out. And I hope to see you again. Comment down some of your favorite PSP titles, and also what are some things you'd like to see me talk about in the future. I have more video game content coming, from old games to newer games to whatever games. We're just here to talk and have fun. Like I said, life is way too stressful for us to just be stressed all the time. So take a seat and just chill out for a while with me. And remember, we're here to have fun, not be stressful. Soy Soda, I'll catch you homies in the next one, alright?